Yes. So I'm just parked up outside the gym. Gonna go in a few minutes and hit a leg session. But today is another vlog, another update of sort of what's going on for me in prep. I had a weight drop overnight, so my weight this morning is my lightest so far in prep. So 0.7 kg down from where I was. Yesterday was a rest day and also a lower calorie day. So my weight this morning, just checking my phone, it's in my phone, was 124.7 kg. So things are moving. Had a few changes since my last vlog on here. So on a rest day, I have got 30 minutes of cardio added into my plan. So I'm now doing 30 minutes of cardio. Well, I would say on my walking pad at home. So I'm setting the speed, getting a bit of a sweat on and actually burning a few more calories just from moving. And one of my meals has got 20 grams less of rice. So that was the update yesterday and that led to a new low today. So things are moving well. And today's calories is meals 1 to 3 is higher foods, and post-workout is meals 4, 5 and 6 is lower calories. Saying that, you probably still don't even know fully what I'm eating on a low calorie day. You've only seen it on a training day. So that's an update I need to do at some point. But about to go in, get this session done. Today's pre-workout is Do Not Miss from Trained by JP, sour cherries flavor. It has got caffeine in because I want to get a little bit of a kick, a little bit of extra energy to get through this session. I'm looking forward to this. I only train legs one time in 4 sessions, so this is my opportunity to get after it and make it count. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So going to get in, stop talking, get this session done, and hopefully hit some good numbers as well. So first exercise in this workout for lower is standing calf raises. It's not something you might see people do very often, but for me, it's worked well in the off season, and now I'm doing it also in prep. So the reason I do it is generally at the end of a leg workout, my legs are pretty fatigued. So to get the most out of a muscle, what's generally most of the time undertrained, and I would say it's still a lagging body part for me because I want it to develop some more. Putting it earlier on in the session helps me to use a heavier load, but it also helps with muscle activation and also ankle mobility as well. So when it comes to then doing a leg press, which I've got a bit later on in my session, my ankles are warm, I can get a deeper range of movement and effectively get more from that exercise. So it's worthwhile doing that if that's something you're trying to get a little bit more benefit from when it comes to growth development in your calves. So my first exercise, isolation based in this workout, is a seated hamstring curl. Really good way to isolate your hamstrings. So this is why I start off my workouts with this, but also because it helps with overall knee stability. So I've got greater knee stability before going into my compound, which is going to be a leg press today. It's going to put me in a safer position and reduce the chance of injury. So similar to doing standing calf raise first, that's helping my ankle mobility. And now I'm creating knee stability from doing the seated hamstring curl. So exercise order is very important when it comes to trying to get the most from your training. And this is where the difference is in making your workout specific to you is going to give you the greatest benefits to progress your physique. So that's 2 sets taken here on the prime leg extension. The benefit of using a machine like the prime leg extension is you can change the resistance profile. So effectively, you can change train the muscle in different positions. So for me here, I've got more weight loaded on the top peg and just a little bit on the middle peg. So more weight on the top peg is going to mean that it's hardest in the shortened range. So that means when I get closer to lockout, so the legs are at the top, that's when I'm going to find that peak contraction. If we look at it from a strength curve profile, generally when you get to the top in a movement like this, that's where you're going to be strongest. So that's where it's going to allow me to use more total load, because effectively I should be stronger here. So this is why I've loaded the prime leg extension in this way. Also shout out gym pin, seatbelt, keeping me locked in, hips pinned down to make sure all the focus is on my quads.
Start seeing shit so clear. And water keeps dropping the house, but we the niggas got black in the south. So what these other niggas dropping about, talk shit around there, get slapped in the mouth. Niggas build me up, swapping it out, making sure we get your teams back, knocking it around. See, because I'm smashing it out. Trying to make this rap shit work, cause I'm getting tired of the moving rap shit work. So let me pop a quick stick first, leave the OB, then I slap a quick stick first. I'm better for trapping, I'm disturbed.
So first compound exercise, and my only main compound exercise in this workout is 45-degree leg press. I go lower with my feet just so I'm focusing more on my quads, because that's what I'm really trying to target here. So that's why the feet placement's lower. I'm going to take a few warm-up sets. I generally start off with 6 plates aside because that's what's comfortable for me. I think when you're doing a warm-up set, you want to start with a weight what you know is comfortable for you, but it's also going to get you warmed up. So if I start with 3 plates aside here as a warm-up, it's going to take me far too long. So you're better off starting off with working closer towards your maximum weight, especially as I'm already warm from doing my seated hamstring curls, my leg extensions, isolation exercises. So going into this compound, I don't need to spend more time and more energy taking too many feeder sets or warm-up sets. So I'm going to take probably 1 or 2 more here max, just get a feel for the load, get a feel for the weight before I start working. Got 2 main sets here. 2 sets taken here on leg press. First set, a bit more weight, 10 plates per side. Second set, a little bit lighter, 8 plates per side, got a few more reps. It's one of these exercises where when you're training on your own, there's no room for error. It's literally, you've got to rely on yourself. There's not really anyone around to even spot me, so this is where, although I don't logbook, I've got a good idea of what load I can manage myself. And then it's about trying to push myself, take as many reps, safe reps as I can. So no 50-50 reps where I might get stuck in a hole, because I don't want that. I don't want no unnecessary injuries or anything like that. So very happy with those 2 sets today, especially because the last time I trained legs, I was actually at the Arnold, so I didn't even run this leg press. It was a different leg press. So coming back to this today, going in with the sort of weight I normally lift, I'll take that for today. I forgot to say that. The longest thing about training a leg on your own, when you do like a leg press and you loaded up that many plates, taking all those plates off, I'm at that point now. So yeah, there's no one who wants to leg press after me, so it's all on me. Better get those steps in. So 2 sets taken here. Generally doing a light leg curl at the end of the session is going to be a bit harder than doing like a seated leg curl, because in a seated leg curl you've got the luxury of actually being braced in and having the pad to keep you fixed. Whereas when you're doing a light leg curl, you've got to keep that stability yourself through keeping the core nice and tight, keeping your quad and your hips pinned down to the pads. But this is what works well for me. Exercise selection and where you put your exercises simply comes down to what feels good for you. And this works for me, so that's why I've done my exercise order in the way I have. Similar with the leg extension, how I've loaded this on the prior leg extension is heavy at the top. So really it's going to prioritise and get a harder contraction when I'm actually curling the weight at the top where I'm the strongest. So this is why I'm loading it in this fashion. So 1 set down, another set to go. No feeder sets at all. This is literally straight in. I know what weight I wanted to lift and I went after it because I'm warm. So 1 more set and then that's hamstrings complete for today. Literally just going to take one set here on Abductor. The stack's a little bit lighter than what I would like, although I'm lifting the whole of it. So that's why I do this at the end of my workout. Just take one set, go to failure, and that's it done. It's really good because it's just going to work directly the inside of the legs. When it comes to a bodybuilding standpoint, when you're doing your front pose, any of the poses from the front and also from the rear, it's just going to help to close off that gap. And when it's all about symmetry and closing the gap and trying to look as big as possible, creating that illusion, this is where doing a direct abductor exercise, I think, is very, very beneficial. So that's why it's in my workout plan.
So clean, you know, I'm that person. See me being $1 million man, I can live in a virgin. No shit, seen a little bit hustle. Big gun like brick, it's like I'm living with passion. Gangsta, police, jacket, traps in my phone. Little bit drink, I'm putting that time for.
That's 3 sets abductor done. Always finishing off with abductor in a leg workout, but also all my workouts. Just to really work the glutes. I said it in my last YouTube. When I start to get leaner, it's those finer details what helps me out the lines in the glutes. When the condition's coming through, and this is something I find works really well. So this is why I do this direct exercise. I don't need bigger glutes. My glutes are already big. It's all about the conditioning. So that's my leg workout done and dusted for today. Gonna go in the posing room, and then I've got my 6 minutes of cardio, then it's first workout meal, and back home. Legs have definitely got a pump on. It's like these are the things now where I'm looking for the finer details. So seeing that split between the hamstring and the quad, line running through there, tied into the calf. Seeing a few lines now start to come through the glutes. So things are moving. Still a way to go, but definitely heading in the right direction. So I'm gonna hit a few more poses. This will be a closed session, so I'm not gonna put this out yet. But after this, I'm gonna hit cardio, 6 minutes, and then have my post-workout meal. So I'm gonna get this done. It's literally 6 minutes, done and dusted. If I work up a bit of sweat, gets me out of breath, which in other ways just burning some more calories. So for me, 6 minutes right now is working fine. You'll see what you didn't see, but I took my ring off just so it's not tracking my steps or anything. It's literally just cardio, so that's separate away from steps. Although I don't have a step goal as such, so in the morning I do a 30 minutes walk outside. But I said to Patrick that for my mind and for like how I like consistency, I'm just going to aim for 8,000 steps each day for this moment in time, which is fine with. So generally right now, when I do my morning walk, I'm around 3,700 to 800 steps, and then movement throughout the day, I'll make sure I get up to 8,000 steps by the end of the day. And it's working quite well. It's just keeping me consistent. Over the Arnold's weekend, my steps are way high, like 14, 15K upwards. Right now, I am on 7,394, so pretty much bang on for where I need to be. I'm not going too much over that 8,000 mark by the end of the day, so that's going to be perfect. You'll see when I'm doing my Stairmaster, I'm doing double steps, so 2 steps at a time. Again, that's just another way to get to that glute ham tie-in with longer strides, so that's why I'm doing it that way. Something Patrick asked me to do, which I'm completely fine with. So I'm going to go and get my post-workout in now, and then head home. So that is another session wrapped up, another leg day. Like I said at the start of this video, I only get to train legs once every 4 sessions. So I've got to make sure it counts. And I was happy with how today went, especially as the last time I trained legs, I was actually at the Arnold's. So I didn't have the usual equipment to train at. Although it was a good session, there's no place like home. So now it's all about getting this post-workout in. What have I got? So post-workout, I always have Trained by JP Unwind. Basically going to help to chill my body out and relax my body and help the recovery process. So 4 capsules of these post-workout. Next, I've literally got my shopping bag here. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, shopping bag is here with all my goods. Next in here, I have got ISO whey protein, just to help the recovery process again. And I've also got Performance Fuel by Trained by JP, which is fast acting carbs. Again, post-workout, want to just try and get those energy stores replenished straight away. So this is why I will have this. And then my post-workout meal, and I've also got my salt pot, because I always take this with me, 12 grams of pink salt each day. So I'll just put a bit of this onto my post-workout meal. Post-workout meal, so this is different to my high calorie days. It is rice, some veg, some minced beef, 5%, and also olive oil. I had to think about that. So that's my post-workout meal. But the first thing I will have first is my carb drink and also my whey protein as well. So that's it, that's me done. Like this t-shirt said, Passion Bodybuilding from Hecxtn. On the back of the tee is Remember the Goal, and that's what it's always about. Even on the days where going into this session, I did feel a little bit more tired, and that's why I did have the Trained by JP stimulant pre-workout today instead of the non-stim one, just to give me that little extra edge. But you know what? It's relevant. I think when you get into the gym, the atmosphere's there. You always find it, and I think that's an important point, that not all the time you might go to the gym full of energy, but it's remembering what the goal is, like this t-shirt says, and just getting after it. So I'm going to stop talking. Appreciate you all tuning in, checking in. I'm out, going to drink this drink and then eat my food, and it's home time. Peace.